Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy, Jobu, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally doesn't work. And happy Friday, and welcome to this morning's edition of Don't Sleep on the Dallas Cowboys, because you literally can't sleep on the Dallas Cowboys because you know there's always news happening with the Dallas Cowboys. In fact, you kind of wonder, are there really other teams in the NFL? Because there certainly isn't as much going on as there is with our Cowboys. Now, one of the great things, and it'll take time to find out if it is in fact going to work or not, is when you look at the Dallas Cowboys, we went from a few years ago when they were talking about the window closing because our quarterback was getting old, Jason Witten was getting old. Our team was one of the more mature teams in the NFL. But within a few years, we literally have turned the roster over. When you look at our long snapper being the old guy on our team and Tyron Smith, who's younger than Michael Anthony, my son, you look at the roster and you realize this is a really young group of guys. And generally speaking, you're trying to build towards that Super Bowl. Only the New England Patriots have been the only team that's been able to stay on top and to continue to reload over and over and over again. They finally got the formula down right. Get as many draft picks as you can. Get the guys on the field as early as possible and have a role for everybody. So you're not reliant on 6 or 7 guys. You're reliant on 30 guys. So if you lose one, you're only losing a little bit. You're not falling way back. We've been on the other side of it where we've had a lot of overpriced guys that are fantastic, but then when you lose them, the backups, the guys that have to step up and play important minutes, aren't the quality that they're leaving. But our team has now, with Jason Witten gone, with Dez Bryant gone, you have a lot of those older guys that are now no longer on the roster. And you've got this group of guys all around about the same age, early to mid-20s, that you look at that will be playing together. They'll be learning together. And make no mistake, cohesion is very, very important in winning. Having a lot of guys that are coming in and out of your program, it takes time for guys to get up to speed. You can't expect a guy from, the day one that they're going to make an impact. They've got to learn your system. They've got to learn the people around them. They've got to learn so much that it takes time to develop. And one of those guys that you are looking forward to having an even better season is Taco Charlton. Taco did a nice interview and stuff yesterday. And he admits that, he was basically lost the beginning of the season. But he came on, as we know, he got 3 sacks by the end of the year. And he kind of said, I wish the season hadn't ended then because I felt like I was finally getting into a groove and you hated to stop when you were beginning to hit your strides. He spending a lot of time with DeMarcus Lawrence and basically getting up underneath his wing. And it's amazing that you think that a 5th-year player is now one of the elder statesmen on the team. But when you looked at Taco was very raw. And the Cowboys did reach for him because defensive linemen were going off the board quick. I mean, they were flying off. And the Cowboys knew that by the time they drafted again in the second round, you had no chance of getting anybody impactful. And you weren't expecting DeMarcus Lawrence to have the season that he did. So it was a need that they had to fill right now. Fortunately, DeMarcus Lawrence did step up, and you weren't relying on that rookie to have to step in and make an immediate impact. So he could kick back, he could watch, he could learn, and start getting better and better. A lot of people said, well, he's a bust because he's not on the field. Well, you had the second leading sacker in front of him, so that kind of slows your roll down a little bit. But this year, I think pressure from Charles Haley basically saying that football IQ's not there, the desire's not there, that he is trying to step up and go to the next level. But understand, DeMarcus Lawrence had 2 sacks his rookie year, and that wasn't until the playoffs against the Lions. His second year, he ballooned up to 8. Third year, had 1, was injured, as well as suspended. In fourth year, 14 and a half. So we can look at Chaco and say, okay, maybe he's going to become an 8-sack this year guy. And if it does, that bodes well for this defense. I got to tell you, I'm excited about having so many youngsters on the team and having them, that core group of guys, grow together and build towards something special. I don't know if they have the opportunity to go to a Super Bowl this year, but in the next few years, they definitely can challenge for it. And it's kind of like when you look at the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks, now they're rebuilding and starting all over. But they got that core group of guys. They were fortunate enough to have Russell Wilson drafted in the later rounds where they weren't paying him a boatload of money. They were able to get that defense together. And they had that core group of guys that were great there. Now they've gotten old. The defense is turning over. They've lost Cam Chancellor, maybe done for his career. Richard Sherman's moved on. Michael Bennett's moved on. And Cliff Averill is retired. And Sheldon Richardson, he was injured. But that core group of guys was good for so many years in there. And that's what you can look forward to with our Dallas Cowboys. We've got a great offensive line. Connor Williams, Zach Martin is going to be great for a while. Hopefully Tyron Smith's back issues won't be as severe as they've been the last 2 years. He's been doing yoga. He's been working all off season. He got a couple extra weeks in because they shut him down. And if he can come through, that offensive line can play. I know everybody says we have a no-name group of wide receivers, but you're no name until you make a name for yourself, and the only way you make a name for yourself is by going out there and playing. So we'll see what we're going to see, but I got to tell you, I'm excited. I feel good about the players. I actually feel better about some of the coaching that's going on with them, and I like to see that a lot of these guys are getting hungry. So it's Friday. It's the weekend after we make it through today. And I've got to go to my day job. But make it through that. Tonight we'll be here with our live stream at 9 o'clock Eastern. We'll have my buddy Cliff will be on here tonight with his partner. And we'll be talking about, the Dallas Cowboys. I'm Mark Holmes. This is Cowboy Joe Boo. And make it a great Friday. And one last thing. Make sure you do one thing today to make yourself better for tomorrow. I'll see you soon.